welcome to the Cat Kings NMAT Daily. This is Anisha here, back with this very important video where we talk about the major changes in NMAT 2020. I hope all of you guys have checked out the NMAT Day 1 analysis. If not yet, please check it out. I've done a detailed on what all things are being done in NMAT this year, how was the paper and all of them. Right now, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the major changes. Some of them which I had in fact told all of you guys in the beginning itself, but now it has been made mandatory. You know what that was? No skipping of questions. Remember, I told all of you guys ki do not skip questions, because when you skip questions, when you keep it as unmarked, it is like negative marking ki tumne adaptive mein attempt nahi kiya. So when you will read the instruction set in the beginning, it clearly states that skipping of question will lead to penalty at the end. And now what they have done is, when you skip a question and move to the next, it gives you a prompt. Please attempt the question and complete your answer. So you have to make sure you're doing a smart guess to all the questions, even if you do not understand any of them, or even if you're not able to solve. Okay, so that's the first major big change. A couple of other changes. Okay, let's walk through all of them. First one, we spoke about no skipping of questions, right? Second, you know what I'll talk about is in your exam pattern. Chalo, exam pattern ke pehle, let's talk about some other things, some other features. Since we spoke about no skipping of questions, look at these questions which we spoke about. There is something which is like, you are getting to choose what background do you want in the exam. We are all used to that white ke upar black questions, but some of you guys are used to कि नहीं different दिखना चाहिए, you don't like the white background. You have the option to choose. You want a black background with white font over it, so you can choose the UI depending on what suits comfortable for you. Third thing is, you are allowed to zoom on a question. So if you have DI questions where the values are unclear, or you are not able to read the text which is given, you have the option to zoom in, zoom out, which is a very good advantage. I don't think any of the other exams allow us to do that. Okay, so that is very, very important, a change which is there. Now, talking about the questions and the syllabus. Okay, so some things here and there. Remember, we had spoken about the syllabus, that this year there'll be no geometry in quants, right? Well, that's correct. There is no geometry. But a couple of the students have got basic mensuration question. When I say basic, it's formula based. आपको day one से I've been saying कि formula तो कर लो. तो I'm pretty sure Cat King के बच्चों के पास तो पूरा geometry mensuration in their portal भी है, lectures भी है, so they will be able to sail through it. But the others, if you have not, you still have the time for your second attempt. पढ़ लो उसके पहले basic formula based questions. We should be able to score that for sure. ठीक है? That's one thing. Second, I had told you guys, weightage is going to be less for numbers, more importance to arithmetic and modern maths, which is what has been observed. Most students have got only one or two questions of numbers, वो भी remainder theorem. ठीक है? So keep that in mind as well when it comes to now quants का syllabus. Yes, we had DIDS, good amount of questions, which was as expected. 12 questions of DI, 5 to 6 questions of DS. ठीक है? Again, DS was not dominated by numbers based questions. It was a combination of all of them. So study all the sections, but quants clear करना है तो arithmetic and modern maths most important to clear your cutoffs. ठीक है? Then we talk about verbal section. Verbal section में no vocabulary. Well, vocabulary direct तो नहीं आई, but vocab based analogy, मैंने आपको बोला था, याद है, आने वाला है. Vocab based analogy was there. Vocab based fill in the blanks questions were there. And some students in reading comprehension got vocab based synonym questions, right? सो अगर वोकैबुलरी पढ़ी है तो हमारा फायदा ही होने वाला है, वो हमेशा ही होता है, बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स इन रीडिंग कॉम्प्रीहेंशन ऑल्सो. तो वर्ड पार मेड इजी आपके डैशबोर्ड में से जाके पूरी की पूरी कर लो फॉर श्योर. वॉच ऑल द वीडियोज ऑफ राहुल सर, इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल. ऑलराइट, लास्ट वी टॉक अबाउट द लॉजिकल रीजनिंग सेक्शन. आई टोल्ड यू गाइज, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग सेक्शन में अगर क्लियर करना है तो डोमिनेंस विल बी ऑफ वर्बल रीजनिंग. ठीक है? When we were discussing, we had predicted 12 to 15 questions आएंगे, but इन्होंने तो और ही कर दिए हैं. 36 questions में से 18 questions verbal reasoning, 18 questions non-verbal reasoning. So you want to clear your cutoffs, you want to sail your boat for NMAT, then please make sure verbal reasoning is your strength. What is verbal reasoning? Statement, assumption, conclusion, implicit, inference based questions, all of these things. Okay, so we'll be doing all of them. In fact, the guys who've just come out of my NMAT session, we have done a strategic overview of all of these types of questions, what and how to approach them, how to solve them. So you guys better make sure now you'll score and do well in these type of questions for sure, and get me a good score, get me that call. All right. Overall scores, I'm sure you are hearing from people, everybody's been doing pretty well. A lot of 200 plus, a lot of people 220 plus, 257, 243. These are all the scores I have heard today as well from the students. So all I want you guys to target is put your benchmark, raise the level. It's 220 plus. Don't talk about 200 anymore, talk about 220 plus. Okay, give the exam at the earliest, maximize. Trust me, this is the only year you are going to be getting the advantage of giving NMAT exam either at a center or at home in your comfort zone, and get a good score and convert it up. All right, so please make sure you guys are doing well onto it. All of you guys who have not yet started with your prep and are still wondering what and how to do NMAT in the next 30 days or next 60 days for your second and third attempt, or your first attempt itself in the next 1 month, get on board the Cat Kings NMAT online turbo course. You have all the things available at your disposal to make sure you guys are doing really well onto it. All right, all the best. Get set, go, start giving mocks, do well, and get a good score.